What's up, guys? Hey, I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Greg Baldwin.
And we're podcasting.
Yeah!
Yeah, man. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Man, it's good to be here.
Good things are happening, dude.
It's awesome, dude.
It's
awesome,
exciting.
Man.
This is awesome because, like, we're doing this podcast and, like, good things are happening. And then it's like, I feel like we manifested this kind of. Hello. What's up, guys? I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I am Greg Baldwin.
And this is Good Things Are Happening. Yay.
They are, right?
They are happening. Good things are happening. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I just did one of my SNL shows. I did it with, so it's, I switched it to SNL and Friends because it's too hard to get all the SNL people on one
tough.
show.
You kind of like pigeonhole yourself there.
Yeah.
You know?
So it was getting impossible to book it at every show. We did it at the beginning and then, it was just too hard. So we made it SNL and alums and Friends. And usually Daryl Hammond and Jay Moore do it. So then I got two and then I could just book, whoever I want. So this one I booked Arsenio Hall and Tiffany Haddish.
Okay.
And so what happened was, in Margaret Cho, but then Margaret Cho canceled. Here's what happened. So it was Jay, Daryl, Tiffany Haddish, Arsenio, and Margaret. So all four of them, Daryl always has to go first.
Okay.
He doesn't want to follow anybody. Jay always goes second. But Arsenio said he needs to go up early. He wants to go up like second or third.
Okay.
And so I had to convince Jay to go to third place. And he's like, really? So he didn't like that.
Yeah.
Then our Tiffany Haddish came in, but she had a set at 8:30 and our show started at 7:30. So she had to be out
She
of
had
there.
to go up early too. So everyone had to go up early pretty much.
So I had to put Tiffany second after Daryl. And so now I couldn't go first.
Okay.
So now all of a sudden I got to go last after everybody.
Right? That's a fire show, too.
Like I got to follow four comedy legends and close the show. So then, so I put Tiffany up second, and then I got to call Arsenio's assistant and convince Arsenio to go third now. So I get him to do it, and then I called Jay and I had to put him fourth. Jay almost canceled because he didn't want to go fourth. Because he likes to get home early. Yeah. He doesn't care about following anybody. He just likes to get home early.
He does like to just go home.
Yeah, he likes to do a set and go. So now I get it all set. Everybody's set in place. I'm going to go last and eat the bullet. And then Margaret texts me. She needs to go up early. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, nope, I can't do it. So I said, hey, how does 8:35 sound? And, and then she said, fine. But then she canceled. I think it's because she wanted to go up early. So what happened is I ended up going last. But first of all, I want to say it was so cool to work with Arsenio.
Arsenio is great, huh?
He's such a nice guy. I know you've worked with him a lot, right?
Yeah, he does Comedy Magic. So I get to see him. It is cool. Dude, a guy like that's a legend, bro.
Legend.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Like,
come on.
Yeah.
Coming to America?
What was that show? The show?
Arsenio Hall Show.
Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of his name. Yeah. No, huge, man.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. How was your spot?
So it was cool, but he came up in the green room. We were hanging out, took pictures, we're talking, and then him and Jay were talking, and I'm just watching. It was just so cool. But the show was unbelievable, right? Everybody just murdered. So you and I asked some advice from you, and I talked to Daryl about it, because how do you follow four legends?
I said this was bad. I was like, I wouldn't do it. That was just me, but I shouldn't have said that. But it sucks going on after all these dudes that are like legends. If it was me running it, I would have been like, I don't know. I'm just going to step off.
So I called my recovery sponsor, who's an old school touring comedian. And he goes, just, I wouldn't go up. And but he thinks I'm a bad comedian.
All your friends are so bad. See, I should have been like, you do it, Greg. Yeah. You're just as good as Arsenio Hall.
Yeah. So, but I'm like, that's like, I get called to the majors playing baseball, and right off the bat, I get thrown in the World Series, and Randy Johnson's on the mound, and I go tell the coach I can't go in because he's better than me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you go up, you take your hacks, maybe you get a Texas leaguer and base hit or something. So I went up, and so what I was going to do is I was going to go up and say, which I did. I said, Jay Moore, Daryl Hammond, Tiffany Haddish, Arsenio Hall. Like, what am I doing following these guys? Why is crack? You gave me this punchline. Why is crackhead Kiefer Sutherland following four legends? And that got a huge laugh. right? Nice. And then I was going to do more self-deprecating stuff, but it got a huge laugh. And Jay was like, boom, 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 laugh, 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 laugh. He was murdering, right? And then I went up and said, crackhead Kiefer Sutherland. It got a huge laugh. I'm like, okay, I don't need anything else.
Yeah, dude.
Right? I already got a big laugh. They're already engaged. And then what I did is I front-loaded all my short jokes. And I did like, set up, punch, set all my front jokes, and it just started killing, and it matched Jay Moore's energy of high power.
Yeah, it's weird how comedy sometimes you got to match the dude before you, or some people say do the opposite, like take it down. It's weird. I don't know. You know, there's all these rules to comedy. I don't know.
You just never know, and it was a good learning experience.
But you did awesome. I heard it from a few people, and I'm really happy for you. I wasn't a good friend. I should have been like, yeah, Greg, you close.
But you're not sold on my comedy yet either. So.
I am. What are you talking about? Why do you say that?
So I murdered. Yeah, I killed it, but I wrapped it up with like a recovery message at the end on how I became a comedian.
That's your
and
thing.
It was like
you got hard.
I got a standing ovation.
Oh,
yeah, from one person.
They were getting up to use the restroom.
Yeah, he was getting up. Yeah, he was like, waiter, where's my check? But I did get a standing ovation from one guy, and then all these people wanted to meet me and take pictures.
That's
after it.
Awesome, man.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad. I'm happy for you.
Thanks to you for the help.
Oh no, dude, you're great, man.
So that's my check-in.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was incredible.
Well, I was in Boston, and I got to go to. There's this guy online, Victor, the Good Boss, and a friend of a friend hooked me up with him, and he does a lot of charity work. He goes around like gives homeless people drugs. No, he gives them like just like essentials and things like that. Food. And he was like, "Hey, you want to go with me and do this?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I went with him. We went to Dorchester, which is not a great part of Boston.
Okay.
Really, and I've never really seen. I see it the drug thing up close, but when you're out there, you're just like, wow, this is bad.
Yeah.
How is how is that not what all the politicians are talking about?
Yeah.
All the debate should be like, they should just show what's happening in these cities and be like, we got to do something here.
Like downtown LA.
Bro, it's killing people and it's ruining lives. Like people that were like, you would not expect to be all methed out. Or I don't know what they were on, you know? I kind of know fentanyl is the one where you nod off, right?
Yep.
Okay, there was a lot of that happening.
Yeah.
And it was sad to see, bro.
Yeah.
And then we walked around and we gave out these little knapsacks of goodies for people and stuff. And it was just one of those things. You get to see it up close and personal. And I was happy that we did that, but at the same time, I was kind of like in one of those like, whoa, we got a problem here.
Yeah.
I was lucky that I never dipped into that hardcore drug use where it would, I'm sure if it would have progressed, then I would have ended up like on the streets at some point. Yeah. But yeah, when you see it up close, you're just like, wow, we gotta do something. There's a big problem in America.
It's a very complicated issue because a lot of the, speaking as a recovering drug addict, meth addict, I didn't want to get clean.
No, and that's the thing. You can't force anyone, huh?
A lot of those people that live on there, they don't want to get clean. They don't want to go and be housed and have, good meals. A lot of people want to continue to do drugs, and don't want to have to get drug tested in order to maintain their housing and stuff like that. But then there's also on the other side, there's also a lot of people that have mental health problems.
There's that too, yeah.
But there's people that are broke and can't afford it. So
I would say it's more drugs than anything. It is. That's what I gathered from it. But it was a good time, and I'm gonna do a show with that charity. So it's pretty cool. Great. Yeah. That is
a good thing that's happening.
That is a good thing. It is a good thing that's happening.
You're
got to be a service, It's cool, dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, I am very excited for our guest today. This guy, I worked with him at I did this Big Pine Comedy Festival.
Oh yeah, that's a big festival.
Yeah, it's a big festival in Arizona. It was super cool, and I've just known him through stand up. He's hilarious. Martin Morrow.
What up?
Morrow. You told me tomorrow because I asked before. I was like, Morrow.
Morrow.
I almost said Martin tomorrow. Which that would be a good stage name.
Be a good name, yeah.
Martin Tomorrow. Oh, it's almost.
If your middle name was Tom.
Yeah. Well, I thought,
dude.
Like if I have a son, naming him Tom.
Yeah.
And just ruining
ruin his life.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have a chance, bro.
Yeah. I had a friend growing up. His name was Paul Palmieri, right? And then I'm like, what if we named him? His middle name was Mary. Palmieri. and his sister's name was Mary Palmieri. That's what their real name was. We're like, what if her middle name was Paul? It'd be Mary Paul Palmieri.
So was it spelled Paul? Like, was Palmieri spelled with the Paul?
It was Palmere. Palmieri.
Okay. But just the way it sounded. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had a few of those people I've met in life. I had a teacher named Mrs. Fagley. Ooh. And it gets worse. Her son, Bradley.
Bradley Fagley?
Bradley Fagley. Yeah. I knew there was Bradley Fagley and there was this other guy, Daniel Glasscock. And yeah, it's like
Glasscock was like kind of a normal name.
Yeah, Glasscock's tough though. That's hard to you don't really have a fighting chance when your name is Glasscock.
There's a race car driver. His name's I think he died though.
Dick Trickle.
Dick Trickle. Yeah, Dick Trickle.
Yeah, Dick Trickle, man.
Yeah.
Dick Trickle's hot. Mellow Yellow, I believe, is
For some reason, your teacher story reminded me when I was in like 8th grade. We had a teacher who had a prosthetic arm, and she got pissed off at this dude, and so she took the arm off and threw it at him.
No,
yeah. So that was like a recovered memory.
Hold up, bro. She took off her prosthetic arm and threw it at the kid.
Threw it at the dude. Yeah, he was an annoying kid.
Yeah,
so
but you
deserved it. Huh?
Wow, you know how much you gotta hate someone to take a piece of your body. Like throw it at someone.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
At a child at that. Not even just like another adult. This one's like a fight. Like he can't get up and beat her up or anything.
Like grandfather takes out his dentures. Fires his dentures at you.
Oh man. I'm just thinking if she kept like pulling things off of her body.
Yeah.
Legs, neck. I told you. Is anything real in you?
Pops an eyeball out.
Just rolls her body out like a stump.
Takes her wig off and starts slapping him with a
wig. That's wild. Where did you go to school at?
That was at Hewitt Trustful in Alabama.
Oh, I could see that maybe happen in Alabama.
Yeah, that's a very Alabama thing.
Yeah, I spent a little time. I had a lot of stepdads, so I moved around a lot. But I was in East Texas for a while, and I remember the teachers could spank the students. I remember that was mind blowing. There's a teacher with a paddle in the room. Real dickhead.
Yeah.
And he would paddle the students, man.
Yeah, that's got to be some form of like he's probably on a watch list now.
Definitely. Get arrested for that stuff now.
Yeah.
Alabama, is that where you started doing stand up?
That is, yeah.
Stardom?
So I started at my college at Auburn, and then when I moved back to Birmingham, I did do like Stardom. I did some of the Fresh Ground Comics was the name of the show, Kamikaze, things like that. So, yeah.
Dude, I bombed so bad at Stardom. It was okay. So they booked me, and because I just got like We Bought a Zoo or something, so I was going out to the clubs, and I was a fresh headliner, and I was in the side room, and Bruce was in the room.
Oh.
He was in the main room. A hilarious comedian.
Yeah, Bruce.
And
you got
he's a killer. Big black dude that's hilarious, like a killer, bro.
Like king of Comic View.
Yes,
amazing.
Oh yeah, Comic View, dude. So his laughs were coming through into my room with no laughs, and it was like you just hear a party next door, and I'm on stage like, chicken nuggets,
everybody in your room was like, God, I wish I was in that other room. What's going on in there? You can see people like going,
yeah, dude,
sneaking over to the other room.
That was a tough one, man. I saw Armadillo on that trip. That was the highlight of that.
Yeah. Last time I was at Stardom, I was in the Broadway room with Keon Poole, who's a very funny comedian from up from NorCal. And David Koechner was in the main room. And I was like, this is such a juxtaposition of shows and styles. But they, crowd stuck around. They seem to like everybody. So.
That's cool. Yeah. That's so that when did you was your first move to LA or New York, or did you go?
So I went to New York first.
Okay.
So I only was there for like half a year. Yeah. And then my plan was to go back to New York. But I moved back to Birmingham. Realized like, I'm gonna do graduation and like save some money and stuff. And then my grandparents went dead, and then my dad died, and I was just like, yeah. So now I was 21, so I was just kind of like,
you were 21 when that happened, dude.
Yeah,
my god, that's 21 is just such a crazy age when you're kind of like, you're becoming like a man almost. It's like you're figuring out life, and then for something like that to happen, your dad passing away, that had to have been devastating, man.
Yeah, and I think it stunted my development in a lot of ways.
I can see that.
Yeah, mentally, and I think how I kind of reacted to a lot of things and how I communicated with a lot of people.
Yeah,
and I think that's something that took me like 10 years to kind of recover and fix. Like, and that went with like therapy and psychologists and learning how to have PTSD and going to different programs and stuff like that, man. And yeah, it's tough. It's but no one prepares you for that. They just kind of like, all right, we'll figure it out and be good. You're like, all right, man. I'll try it. Yeah.
What did you do to kind of get through it? Like, what are some technique? I guess you said you did therapy.
Yeah, but I didn't start therapy till I was 29 or 30. Yeah. And before that, it really was just, I threw myself into work. Like, I just was always trying to do shows. I was always trying to hit a stage. I would do, after New York, I moved to Chicago. So I would do like 3 or 4 a night if I could. And if it wasn't that, it was like, okay, I'm going to go drink a ton, or I'm going to go like, see who I can hook up with, like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Just anything to like push that down,
Yeah.
I got some things that, I feel like, cause I was into alcohol and drugs for a big old time. So anything that I had to deal with, I would just use that to just make this feeling go away,
Yeah.
Mine's sugar now.
Sugar.
Yeah. That's what I use. I don't smoke or do drugs or drink anymore, so it's ice cream.
Yeah, but Greg used to party. Don't let him fool you. Yeah.
Don't let me hold your bag of Coke, dude. Do not let me hold your bag of Coke.
Yeah, dude. What did you do? Like after you did the whole drinking and using these other things, what did you use to like get through that? Like I'm gonna say like a good but like a healthy way.
Yeah. So I got out of comedy for a little bit. I was like, man, I've been doing this hard since I was like 18.
That's a healthy decision.
Yeah. And
that's good for your mental health.
Well, here's the crazy part. Really, I got out, and then a friend of mine invited me to her show. I'd moved to LA at that point. And the show was so bad that I was like, why am I sitting out?
Yeah.
I just paid 20. Like I'd never paid for a comedy show, but I paid for that one. Yeah. I was like, this is terrible. This is what people have to do. Yeah. I was like, I shouldn't be like holding myself back from like being funny and like doing what I love and like what has been a saving grace. And so I got back into it, but I found a better sense of community. Like I found like people who I could roll with or could talk to or could travel with who wouldn't necessarily who didn't feel like needed something from me or wanted something from me or put me on a particular pedestal. Because I think when you are, especially in your 20s and you're doing comedy and you have what they call the heat, both of you I'm sure are familiar with this term, but for the layman's, essentially it's like, oh man, this dude is like young, hot, and we like
coming up. Yeah,
stepping up. He's got this type 15. Let's put him on everything, right? You get on everything, and then and you expect like to be big and famous and this, that, the third, and you're at all the clubs and all the shows, and then like the heat as heat does fizzles out. And you're like, hey, what can I get back on that thing?
Yeah, dude. The thing about heat for me was like, when I had heat, I didn't realize it. I thought it was just like, oh yeah, just doing stand up. But I had heat, bro. But when you don't have heat, You fucking feel it. You can definitely feel like, ooh, not getting any birthday gifts from my agent this year. What happened there? When you're on a show, they're sending you gifts and shit. They're like, oh, happy birthday, Merry Christmas. And then when you don't book anything, you get a card. We donated $5 to a charity in your name. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I've had a lot of the heat problems too, man. It's
just, Greg is king of heat over here. Heat king.
Scorching. I'm the king of the sizzle.
Yeah, man. It is weird how that happened, especially like in comedy and in like in life, but I feel like particularly show business. There's a lot of transactional relationships, you know, and I've been guilty of that. You know, hey, I did this for you, do this for me, you know, and you have those relationships with people, and once you realize it, you're kind of like, I don't know if this person should be in my life. I feel like they're using me, I'm using them. It's just not a good thing. It's very transactional.
Yeah.
You know? And then but I like having friends that you can actually talk about like real shit with, you know? And I've made friends through comedy, you know? All my friends are comics and stuff, most of them anyway.
Yeah.
And you talk about real shit and it's like, oh, this guy likes me and I like them and there's nothing, there's no quid pro quo. I can't believe I got that. I wanted to say it and I was like, oh, please be right. Quid pro quo. That's you do something for me, I do something for you, right?
Yeah, I think that came from radio originally.
No way.
I think so. I could be very wrong. But I feel
is that like the term when the record labels would give the DJs coke?
No, wait,
spin their records.
Something Pola. Now I can't.
Payola.
Payola. That's it.
I'm a radio guy, so I should know that. Payola. Payola. Yeah.
What's payola?
Payola is when you like the guys from like Warner Brothers Music would give the DJs money and coke and drugs and girls or whatever, so they would spin their records on radio.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was good time to be a DJ back in the day.
I bet it was. Yeah, man.
Get all your drugs for free.
All you gotta do is play Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah.
Twice an hour
on a classic rock station.
Yeah, this doesn't match the format at all.
What's going on here, man?
You just heard Thunderstruck. Now
and Backstreet Boys.
New band out here. Yeah, in sync.
Yeah, Florida. Wow, you guys are really tearing it up on the rock and roll charts. Give it up.
Yeah.
Justin, JT, these are the hot guys. Long hair.
Oh my God. And that was Black Sabbath Mob Rules Tour. And now we're going to go with a little Britney Spears. Whoa! Who's that?
That's our Good Things Are Happening pod
producer Cecily Korst. Oh my God, what are you doing here?
Wow, that's an awesome shirt. Where'd you get that? It says Good Things Are Happening. That's the name of our podcast.
Got it from the website.
What?
Yeah.
There's merch on our website?
Everybody has merch, dude. We can't get away with not having merch.
There's a way that people can support the Good Things Are Happening podcast by buying merch? That's crazy.
What?
It's cool merch, too.
Good merch.
It's good merch. Check it out. GoodThingsAreHappeningPod.com. Is that the website?
That is. Good thing.
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
Right. Oh.
I did.
Love when you do that.
Yeah, check it out, guys. We got a bunch of things on there. We got shirts, hoodies. Do we have socks?
We don't have socks.
We should get socks.
We should get
socks. Are coming.
Socks are coming.
But yeah, if you want to support the podcast, go to GoodThingsAreHappeningPod.com. Check out the merch section. We got a ton of things on there. And have fun. Spread the word. Spread the podcast.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Oh, I did, because I was looking at your Instagram and I saw you just did a charity, right? For a little thing down in Inglewood.
Yeah, so we did Run the Vote LA, and it was a great cause, you know, to try to get the try to really put it out there about voter registration.
Yeah.
And
good. That's great.
Yeah, especially
great cause.
I finally registered.
Did you?
Oh.
I got guilted into it. No.
Good for you, man.
Well, everyone's saying it. Whenever you're hanging out with people that talk politics and you don't want to say like, oh, I haven't voted, you know, and then you're like, I better register just in case, you know.
You didn't say you're gonna vote. You just registered, right?
Registered, dude. I was and I'm actually looking into things now and kind of like figuring out issues. You know what it was? I did this charity, this fundraiser for RFK, and it wasn't like, I'm not a political guy, but a friend of ours, Mike Binder, was hey, you want to do the show? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do the show. And it was like I kind of didn't know what I was getting into, and it was like a big deal show, and there was a lot of people there, and it was like, oh, this is kind of crazy. And I felt pretty dumb, I finally hit that point where I was like, I don't really know much about what's going on in the world. I'm going to try to like figure some shit out, you know? So I registered, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But I think also like politics has changed so much. So it's harder to keep up. Like I feel like when, we're kind of around the same age or same generation, but like, especially for me, when I was growing up, it was like, okay, something's happening in Kosovo. That's going to take a long time. They got to get this kid out of a closet in Cuba. That might take, that's going to take a bit, free my boy Alien Gonzalez.
I forgot about him, dude.
Yeah, that was like
Alien Gonzalez.
that took months of like,
I
maybe
remember
years.
that. Yeah.
And then they'd be like, okay, OJ trial, and then Bill Clinton got his dick sucked. All right, and that would be like the thing. Now I feel like there's something every day.
Every day there is, yeah. It's hard to keep up.
Crazy,
yeah.
The things,
that
are, and it's like, a mass shooting in Ohio will be, sometimes will be on the fourth story down.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Unless they're transgender, then it goes up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's crazy, man. Like
it is a crazy time, dude. The whole like right now, there's a new thing every day. And we keep getting like the P. Diddy thing now. Yeah. That's happening, but then something else is gonna happen. It's like, oh, P. Diddy, what do you do?
I think we just need the aliens to go ahead and like
come down.
Just come down and
I wish they would come down. That'd be pretty cool, man. I'd be like, I don't know what I'd make them think I was rich or something, I'd try to.
I don't know. Well, what would they do with your fortune?
Oh, dude, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much they.
I don't know what I would do with it. Yeah, maybe
you try to get aliens in a Bitcoin. Like
we could start our own thing. Alien coin, UFO bucks.
It's funny. Right around voter time, everyone, there's always right around election time. Everyone, there's always like, the world's in chaos and this is terrible and everything's horrible and all this and stuff. But let's look. What was it like in World War II when people were getting killed and and Nazi Germany and all that? Yeah. And you look at today and what we're dealing with today. Things are we're pretty fortunate.
There isn't. We're not in a big war. That's a big fear of mine too. I'm like, because I hope there's not a world war. I hope there's not a draft. Where people back then it was like whole towns were dying and stuff. Like all
famine.
The dudes. Famine. We're not gonna have famine. I hope not.
I hope not. Yeah. I don't think in our. Knock on wood, but I don't think in our lifetime. But at the same time, we can disassociate with TikTok, like if we want.
Yeah.
Like if a bomb dropped on like Iowa right now, you're like, oh man, that sucks.
I gotta tweet this.
Scroll.
I gotta. Oh, what's a funny tweet? There's a lot of popcorn out there. Oh man, dude. I try to not catastrophize. I do sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you ever find yourself doing that? Kind of like thinking, oh man, because there is a lot of bad shit that's happening. What do you do to like stay positive?
It sounds very simple. I take a deep breath. So I got diagnosed in 2017 with anxiety, depression, and PTSD.
Oh, triple banger all at once. They told you that? Oh, man. God, come on, doc.
Oh, yeah.
Do it in levels at least. You don't throw me into the deep part of the water immediately.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. And you also got venereal warts, but never mind.
You probably don't want to worry about that right now. Your brain.
Wow, that's a lot, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's tough to deal with. How do you deal with that? Do you do medication or
So I was on Lexapro for a little bit. And I hated that it made me feel so robotic and stoic. And I feel like it took away my sense of feelings.
Okay.
So it numbed you down?
It numbed me down, just like mentally, emotionally. So I just was like, there.
Yeah.
Does it make you kind of like, say you were on Lexapro and you got bad news? Is it like you don't feel it or something?
I don't know so much if it's that I didn't feel it. I think I just didn't react.
Okay.
I think I just was like, everything is just here.
Okay.
Neutral.
What does anxiety and depression look like for you? What does that mean for you? I have my own interpretation of what it means for me. What does that mean for you?
For me, anxiety especially is like I walk into a room and I think 5 of these people don't like me. 5 of these people hate me. They might think something bad about me. They, do I interact with them? Are they going to be weird to me? Is something bad going to happen? I'm anticipating arguments with my girlfriend, or I'm anticipating bad news when my mom calls, like that kind of thing. I'm always, anxious about the negative.
Yeah.
And I think the depression part of my brain is essentially adding to that and being like, yeah, you're right. And it's sad. You should feel real bad. It's probably all your fault too. Everything that's happening in the world is probably your fault. And what I've kind of worked on in the past few years, like especially since I've sort of weaned myself off of Lexapro, is number one, understanding it's okay to be sad sometimes. It's okay to be angry. Like I feel like everyone, we trivialize the idea of anger and have this concept that it's wrong to be mad or wrong to be. There are things that are upsetting.
Yeah.
And it's not so much how you feel, it's about how you respond and how do you react to it. And that's something that I've worked on, is like, oh, I should be angry about these things that have happened in my life. How could I make sure I don't repeat negative reactions or emotions as a response to that anger? And also learning to be, so if I walk in that room and I'm like, okay, I feel like 5 people hate me here.
Yeah.
Being like, that's okay. I don't like everybody.
Yeah.
Even as comedians, I feel like the one thing we always say, if someone's like, oh man, that dude is a real nice guy, what does that usually mean?
He's not funny. Yeah. You're so likable on stage.
Oh my God. Yeah. People don't want to. You got a good look. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hot energy. That's another thing. Oh, he's really high energy. Shut up. Just say I'm funny, you dick.
Man, you have so much courage to do that.
Oh, yeah, dude. You're so brave is like, that's the word. If you hear You're so brave and stand up, just.
It's over.
Yeah.
I would always get those type of, whatever compliments. And then I'm like, where's funny? I want to hear funny. You're so funny. And then I started getting them and I'm like, okay, I think I'm starting to do better work now.
But it is weird how we want that approval too, and I think that's kind of like, that's why I got into stand up, it definitely is making up for like, not having my dad around and just wanting the approval of people. Like if you laugh, you like me, that's how it translates to me. And if you don't laugh, you don't like me. And if you don't like me, then I don't feel great about myself,
Yeah.
For me, I always like, what I do now is I trace it back, and it always comes down to being alone. If I'm not funny, then no one will like me. If no one likes me, then I won't have friends. If I don't have friends, then I'll be alone, That's for me, that's kind of what it always comes back to, And I get it too, like going into a place and you're wondering, does this comic like me? And you know what? They might not, and that's okay. Like how you were talking about like being sad, that was a big thing. That was a big reason. These emotions that I couldn't handle was a big reason why I drank, did drugs, because I wanted these feelings to go away. And that was the only solution I had, If I drink, I'm not going to feel fear. If I drink, I'm not going to be bummed that this person doesn't like me or that this didn't go well, But when I have like sadness now, it is like what you were saying, like, okay, I'm sad, but it's not going to last forever. Not always going to be sad,
It's so funny. We all 3 of us in some level have anxiety and depression, and we chose a profession that creates anxiety and depression.
It's weird. We should have been locksmiths or some shit,
Exactly.
That's something I've said before is like comedy is like 90% crazy people and then 10%, 90% crazy people, 5% people who don't know they're crazy, and 5% people who will become crazy because they're around so many crazy people.
Yeah. That is good.
That makes a lot of sense, dude. Yeah, we are a bunch of wackadoos.
Yeah, because it's not we treat comedy as like we get to share our feelings with people and this is a hostage situation. That's really what it is. Yeah. We're locking people in a room. We've all seen a show where somebody gets up and the comic's like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing? You got to go take a shit." Right? What did they do? People shit. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. It's so mean.
It's a human bodily function. Yeah. They probably aren't shitting right now, but now they definitely won't.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the 3-hour shows, and finally people get up and they're like, I can't, and they get up and 2 hours into it or whatever. But then there's those people pleasers, those ones that don't want to offend anybody, and it's the last 8 people just sitting there, and and it's the worst comedians at the end, and they're just going. And I always look and I'm like, I feel so bad for those people. We're tortured. They're tortured right now,
bro. And now, dude, I'm glad because my fiance, she gets anxiety. She's one of those people, and I get it now. Like, just you don't want to offend it. Like for them, that's like death. If the comic on stage is like, "Hey, what are you doing getting up?" It's like, oh my god. It's not like us when you be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna piss" or whatever. It's like, no, that's like gonna stick with her. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a devastating moment.
Yeah. How are you? How's your mental health now? You're off Lexapro. You're not taking medications for it. How are you doing today?
A little better.
Okay.
By
the way, we both like you.
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't have to worry about it.
I think the dog likes me.
We all like you.
That eases your. He said he likes you too. Yeah. The dog loves you.
What's crazy is that you say that because you are a really liked guy. You know, I've never heard anyone talk shit about you. Like,
well, there was that one dude that said,
that's true. Yeah. And he fucking hates you, bro. I don't know what you did to him, man. No, you're a liked guy, and you should be. You're hilarious and great actor too. I love when my friends pop up in TV shows. I saw you on Tim Robinson, man. That was great. Was that a blast, man?
Oh, it was so
I think
fun.
You should leave.
Yeah, season 3, episode 3, man. That was like one of the quickest turnaround times on like filming something I think I've ever been a part of too.
Oh, for real? When did you film it?
So we it was like all in an afternoon. Like hair and makeup was kind of minimal, brought my own wardrobe, and we just ran through a few takes of the scene and in and out.
Wow.
Did you get lunch at least?
I didn't even make it to lunch.
Damn it! Yeah. Oh, that's the worst, bro.
Oh man.
Correction. They gave us lunch, but we had wrapped before that.
Oh,
so we did have lunch, but we had already wrapped. So they're like, I can go get some. I forgot I forgot who catered, but it was good. It was good food.
I love good catering.
You wrapped like 3 hours earlier, and like, what's he still doing here? Lunch, man. I'm waiting for lunch.
Actually, I went home and I came back. Really good. You gotta try this.
Wait, he's not working today. What's he doing here? He worked yesterday.
Oh, there must have been the call sheet said, all right, well, while I'm here, I'll just grab some of this.
So your mental health is doing good today?
Yeah. I think it's in a much better place. You know what it took? Last summer. Or no, when did the submarine explode? Was that last year?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I can't remember, but
I feel like it was last summer. But that day, I almost took my own life.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, I had this is crazy, man.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's going on with people,
man.
You're so likable and smiling and having fun and stuff. You don't know what's going on with people's insides.
Yeah.
What happened?
So I'd gotten privy to some information about a former friend who was like talking shit about me. And again, I do poorly with that kind of aspect of if it's someone who's not willing to talk to me, but will like say shit. And so that always bothers me more. Because like you don't know me. You're not trying to get to know me. You're not trying to have this conversation. You clearly just want to be negative. And so my thought process went to...
You just described the entire population of Los Angeles anyway, but go ahead. Keep going. Sorry.
So my brain went to, okay, this person doesn't like you. If you kill yourself, then they'll feel bad. And had a bottle of pills because that seemed like the most, easiest or most peaceful way to go. Yeah. And then I decided to call my friend Mateen instead. Mateen Stewart. Yeah.
Fellow comedian.
Yeah, great comedian. He's an okay comedian. I'll say that.
He's gonna listen like, you motherfucker.
I saw him bomb so bad the other day. No, I'm just kidding. We're all better than Mateen. No, he's great. I used to do mics with him at the Clown House back in the day. He's a good dude, man. But go ahead.
Yeah, but he was like, if you would have killed yourself, I would have kicked your ass, which was such a And but that realization of like me, and I think I talked to my mom too, but that realization of if I did that, it wouldn't impact the people that don't like me or the people that I think don't like me or the people that I don't like. It would impact the people that I love.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it kind of gave me this reinvigoration of wanting to be alive and wanting to do something great with this second chance and with this time that's here. So
second chance.
I think that's what was my wake up call essentially.
Yeah. I just heard the comment. I've heard this before. It's like swallowing the poison, but expecting somebody else to die.
Yeah.
It's like resentments. Yeah.
Resentments, yeah. Or anger, or whatever. So somebody upset you think you can get them back, but you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
You know? But that's probably good that you went through that situation because it probably catapulted you to a place of change.
Yeah. And I realized too, like if I had killed myself on the day of the submarine implosion, I would not have I wouldn't have trended. Like,
that's right, dude. Oh, you would have got drowned. You would have got buried, dude.
Yep. Yeah, man. I would have got like 10 tweets tops. And
they were like, oh, man, that's too bad about Martin. But did you hear about the did you hear about the sub?
Dude, real sad about that.
I would have found out like
Martin died too. But anyway,
I'd be like, hey, you want to do my podcast? This number does not work. Hey, did you change your number? What's up, man?
I only get like a Decider article. I don't even get in
Oh
Variety.
My god! Yeah. I'm glad that didn't happen, bro.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Still here.
It would have been what is that? What is that?
Apple Watch.
His Apple Watch is going off right now.
He's also telling me.
Oh my god, you're telling me. Oh my.
It said you're asking terrible questions on the podcast. Be funnier. Put in a couple punchlines.
Yeah, shut up, Siri. You don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? It would have been a permanent solution for a temporary problem.
Exactly.
Is what suicide is. But that's great that you got through it. I think about it. I've gotten to points of depression where, not where I had a plan to do it, but where I've gotten to the point where I wish I wasn't alive. I'm too afraid to do anything to myself to go through the pain or whatever. But it's like I feels like this life is a punishment. But then the one thing I've always kept in mind is I know it's temporary. Yeah. So I know it's gonna pass, and I know my thoughts aren't true. And sometimes I sit through it, and then like I said, we have things. I go speak in jails, pray, meditate, service work, call a friend or whatever, and then.
Yeah, I think there's something in doing work with other people, because I do some of those jail panels too, and just talk about recovery. And I'll answer phones for like this recovery hotline and stuff. And when I do things like that, it makes me. Someone once told me like you get self-esteem by doing esteemable acts, And now I can look at something and be like, you know what? Yeah, you're doing that. You're helping people. You're not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because like when I was in my drinking and stuff, you hate yourself, especially
selfish
day
life.
After day, having seizures, and you're like, oh God, how did this happen? This sucks. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think a big part of it is like helping others. There's something about that
it's hosting the event that you did.
Yeah, exactly,
for the voter drive.
Yeah.
And,
and so yeah, shout out to Run the Vote LA. Also the African American Wellness organization.
What's that about?
Yeah. So that's they have a event coming up in November. I believe that's also a run walk. So that I met them. I was hosting another event on 54th Street called the Black Family Reunion. And we had different organizations and restaurants and stuff like that out there. And those are some of the people that I was able to meet. And I just randomly, they're talking about how heart disease and diabetes runs in the Black community. And I was like, both of those things are things my dad had. And my grandfather before him also had diabetes, and he died of a heart attack. So talking about that also kind of made me say, oh, maybe I should walk more, or I should, talk to you guys and organize figure out what organization I can do or work with you guys. However, if it even is just talking about my dad to someone, because I think that does help people who may have lost a parent, or who lost a parent early, or who might not have. Who might have spiraled as a result of losing a parent and not even put those connections together of, oh, the reason I went out, on a bender was because I was sad about my dad dying.
Yeah.
And again, like I did a 12-step for Sexaholics Anonymous. Yeah. And the one issue I have with that is like they group everybody in, so you're like, I don't know about that guy. So it's like,
yeah. No, I got some friends who go to those.
Yeah, they can get pretty grody. You're like, what do you mean the FBI raided your house? we don't have the same problems, bro.
Let's hold hands.
But yeah, learning to breathe through things.
That's a good one. I like that. When we have anxiety and depression, our breath gets short, or we're in stressful situations, we don't breathe, and that's a good one. I like that. I like that. I do it before shows now. Sometimes if I'm like worried or whatever, I'll take 3 deep breaths. Who told me that? It was a meditation teacher, I think, told me that. Just take 3 deep breaths and make sure that my body has oxygen.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like the breathing one.
Yeah, that is. We're fixing to wrap it up, but I want to see, is there anything you want to plug? What do you got coming up, bro?
Yeah. My wrestling podcast, Before the Bell podcast with CT and Burns and myself. And I post all my shows on Instagram at Martin and Morrow. I'm going to be in San Diego coming up. I think Alabama, my hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This winter. So
that's awesome.
Check it out.
Nice.
But
man.
follow me on IG for all information. I post all my shows there.
What's fascinating about you? You're very likable, and I haven't seen you perform, but I know you're definitely probably very funny. But I like the fact that, going through the experience with your father and losing your father at an age, and the diabetes and the heart disease and those things, and that you're now using those things that you've dealt with to be of service to other human beings. That's powerful,
cool, man.
That's powerful. You're living your authentic self when you do that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, brother.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
Dude, this is awesome.
That was fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you like what you saw today, subscribe, share, like, tell your friends about it. And we have t-shirts. Good Things Are Happening t-shirts. You can find them on our website. Good Things
money. Yeah.
Good Things. Seriously, those shirts are awesome. Goodthingspod.com.
Awesome. Yeah.
And they're there. And thanks for listening.
Cool. Take it easy, guys. That was awesome. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
Find us on social media and on the web at goodthingspod.com.
You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at Good Things Are Happening Podcast.
We're on Patreon. Sign up because we're going to have some cool stuff on there.
Like really, really, really cool stuff.
So dope we can't even talk about it. Yeah. And remember, when life gets you down, good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Help somebody.